This makeup collection features wonderful colors. It isn't everyday makeup, but it's like one step up from everyday makeup. We're gonna start with our big fluffy, probably one of my most, I say this about every brush, but it is a really great, large, fluffy brush. I'm going to do this very first right here, this very lightest one. And I'm gonna apply it to my entire lid. Now I wanna tell you right now that I already have my primer on, so make sure you don't skip that step because it really does help with covering up veins and helping with the redness, really getting an even tone. And I'm gonna go back in and add a little bit more so I can get this eye. I already have my foundation on and all my corrector stuff as well. So just realize like I'm starting with an awesome foundation. And just gonna tap it in there. And this is a matte, which I really like to start out this wash in a matte because it just kind of makes everything else that you put on top of it blend flawlessly. And this brush, to die for. Love, love this brush. Now I'm gonna get my crease brush, and this is my smaller crease brush, and I'm going to go into my medium dark color, which is right here. Now I got a lot on there, so I'm just gonna tap a little bit off, and I'm gonna go right into my crease, right here. Now don't worry that it is such a different color. We're gonna blend at the end, kind of like, you know, a dot to dot or, you know, paint by color type of deal. And this color is really gorgeous. It has, it's kind of a clay color, but it's lighter. It blends in really well with other colors. And this just kind of sets that foundation for the darker color, which we're gonna put on next. You put it right into the crease. I like to take it down just a touch, just a little up. It really is like the secondary color to the darker one. And it blends in really nicely. You just kind of mess with it a little bit until you get to a place where you feel like, okay, that looks pretty good. Don't ever worry about getting your fingers involved because sometimes it can do more than a brush. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, so then I've got my second color on. I'm gonna jump right into my third color, and this is using my smaller fluffy brush. Love, love, love this brush as well. Probably I love this one more. Shh, I'm sorry. But I do love this one a lot. But this one does a great job for what I'm about to do next, which is this dark color. Now I'm just getting this top part, so I'm not rubbing in the whole thing so it's super, super saturated with the color because it is the darkest color. I want to kind of test and see what that looks pretty good. Just test it just so that you can kind of see. Hand your little palette, and I'm just going to take it into this dark color right here. And I'm going to get a little bit more on there because I can, but you can see the difference in the two different, and that's just putting a little bit on. This is a tap tap. This isn't a rub rub. We're just tapping at this moment. And it really does make a difference. Adding that third color, it really adds to the dimension of your makeup look. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to this side. And I'm just hitting this corner, blending into the crease a little bit. Not too much, but just adding that depth. We wanna have some depth this color. Really good stuff right there. And it's pretty. It's so pretty. I'm gonna move my bangs so you can see. It's really pretty. I feel like they're pretty even. Yeah, you're really gonna wanna make sure that that's even, particularly with your dark. Now I'm gonna go in with my angled brush and add a little bit of this. Now this is a pearl. I really love the pearl because it just adds an extra little pop. And I put this right in here. Just right there, and you can see, I'm gonna show you the difference in just a second. Do you see the difference? Where this side all of a sudden kind of has a little bit more of a lift. It's gonna bring that eye up, and I'm also gonna put it just a touch up here, just the residue part, right up there. Put this right in here to kind of add to that. A little bit of a highlight right there. Now I think we could be just fine right here and blend a little bit more and we'd be good to go. I am, however, going to add a little bit of this secondary color right there, this lighter one. It's beautiful. It's a fantastic color. It's going to blend in with the others wonderfully. And I'm going to put it right in here and blend this out and up. So you're kind of making a V shape. And what this does is it helps to blend in, so you can see the difference between these two eyes, where you've got this V shape right here with this lighter color. It really does just kind of pull all those colors together, which is just what we want. We want to make sure that we're blended and things look good and nice. And there you have it, that fifth color right there. You can tell just by adding that extra little color, it adds so much. Now I'm going to go back into my fluffy brush right here, this one, my fave, and just kind of blend things up and together a little bit. Now if you feel like, oh, you're taking it all off, really, this is just a blending. And you want to circle, 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 circle. You can always go back in and blend in more. I think that looks pretty good, although I do want to go back into this medium color right here. Just because I can, and I feel like it needs it. And this one's also a matte, which I really love. I'm into mattes right now, and then popping things with a little bit of the shimmer. So I've used this one, which has a little bit of shimmer in it, and this one, which is pearl. And I really do like that pearl in the middle of the eye right here. I just want to make sure I don't lose that, and I get that extra little pop. Voila, done. And that's the eyeshadow part. Today I'm going to be using a felt tip liner, which don't be afraid of this. It's amazing. You just have to kind of do one sweeping motion. With the regular liners, with the pencils, you can kind of do smaller little lines and kind of blend it in. With this is it's a commitment, let's say it that way. So practice, practice, practice helps, but you can see that it has just like such a nice, beautiful line to it. It's very smooth and really clean, and you'll see how nice it is. Now I like to pull out the eye a little bit so I can see, and I just get right into here. And it really just highlights, makes those lashes look a little bit thicker. Now, if you want a more dramatic look, by all means, make that line thicker. Sometimes you have to because you've messed up a little bit. You've got to make the line thicker. That's totally great. I really like how that looks, though. It's great. Now, I will tell you right now that this has some serious staying power. So if you're interested in doing a little bit of a flip at the end, like that, it's going to stay. It's not going to drip. It's not going to be something that you have to fix later. So I did that on this side. Actually, that matches pretty great. Okay, so you can always go down into the lash line a little bit more. I want that to be a little more featured. So I'm going back into that lash line, and that's it. So you can see like I was a little bit smoother, went back over, made sure that the drag line got thicker on the end, and then just did a little flip. It's really not that hard. It looks intimidating. It's not. This is really fun, and it really has that staying power throughout the day. It's not going to smudge or smear into anything, which is fantastic. Moving on to our next, I'm going to then curl my eyelashes. I love a good eyelash curler, and I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish, and then I kind of just curl them by squinching a little bit. Now I will say, make sure you don't do this in the same place every day. You'll cut off your eyelashes. And maybe don't push that hard. But that's it. And I love my eyelash curler because my eyelashes tend to grow really straight and down. So having this eyelash curler is really a must for me. And it helps solve a lot of problems by lifting the eye. With the eyelash curler, you have your eyes look so much more open and bright. Now I'm going to go into the lash primer. Love lash primer. Really thickens and elongates all those lashes. And you don't need a ton of it, just a little bit to get you going. But it's nice, makes them so nice and thick. It almost looks like you have false lashes when you do this primer. So you could do a second coat if you wanted to. If you have really thin lashes, you can always do a second coat, which is really nice with this product. Do a little shaky shake with the brush, helps. But I think that looks pretty good. It's not clumping, so I'm just gonna keep it as it is. And I just let that set there for a second or two. Oftentimes I'll go ahead and do my blush at this point. Let's do that while that is setting. I'm going to use this color. It's a really nice, lovely neutral color. It's kind of just gives you that glow, that kissed look, which we love. And I'm going to use my angled side of the brush. Make sure I don't have too much, and just tappy tap. I also like to do a little bit down, but it really makes a difference of where you're placing it. So you want to make sure you don't go too far over to your nose. You want to make sure you're on your brow bone. On your cheekbone right here. Now, oftentimes I'll use the dome part just to kind of blend a little bit. But it's amazing what cheeks can do, really highlighting that. I got a little bit of irritation there. I can take care of a little bit with some foundation or with some color stick. Okay, so now we've got the blush on. Let's go back to the mascara. I'm going to use brown. Love just brown mascara. It's really nice. It's a fairly dark brown, even though we have one called black brown, which is really nice, but this one's a nice brown. Just go right in. You can see how that primer really helps this mascara do its job. It's elongated, it's thicker. It's a great mascara on its own, but so much better with the primer, I think. And this really is just a nice, oh, I got something on my nose. We'll get that off. And then I'm just gonna dance it a little bit on the bottom. Dance, dance, dance. I really feel that adding the lashes on the bottom really frames the eye nicely and makes it just right. Okay, now that I have my eyeshadow on, I've got my blush on and mascara, I'm ready to move on to my lips. First of all, I am going to say I have the lip primer already on, and now I'm going to use my Invisaligner, which you can't see at all. And I like to go a little bit on the outside of my lip because it really does help any sort of feathering. And I'm of the age now where I got some of that going on. And I hate it. I don't like it at all. When you see like that bleed up into the face, whoa, this is much better. And this is what really helps with that issue. Now, we're doing two lip looks. The first one that I'm going to do is with warm tones. Love them. First, I'm going to add the liner. Now, we want to make sure that we blend this line really well. And I like to press it together and kind of rub. And I don't rub it back and forth because sometimes if you rub it back and forth, it causes it to go on the top lip or on the bottom lip incorrectly. But if you just press your lips together, back and forth, it really does a nice little blending job for you. Like that. Make sure that line is really pretty and it's just in the right spot. And then we're going to add the lipstick. This formula is just like, that's really nice. Really, really nice. Nice and creamy and smooth and soft. So with this neutral lip color and the neutral eye color, it really ties it in nicely in a very soft and natural way. Let's see what happens when we shake it up a little bit and change our lip color. So this next lip look, we're gonna do it a little bit different and you'll see how beautiful it looks and how different it makes the makeup look. It's pretty fun actually. Again, not missing the corners. you can see I'm pulling out the colors in my outfit and in my earrings, which makes it really fun and adds an element of drama. And it's not a perfect line that I'm drawing. I'm definitely putting some color in here, concentrating on not just the line, but as you can see, it's filled in the whole lip. Now I really like this because oftentimes it helps the lipstick to stay on longer. It really helps, gives that impact that we're looking for. You can see how dark it is. It's not this dark on your lip, and you shall see. It's just really nice because it adds a little bit of depth and it adds a lot of shine. Really, really pretty. And do you see how it's changed the look entirely? Just by changing the lip color, we've kind of made it a little more drama and a lot more deep. It has a lot more depth to it. So it's a really quick change if you're going from a day look to a night look. You just change your lipstick color and bam, you're ready to go. Party! Trying new makeup collections is always fun. You can really mix it up and play and have a good time with that. So make sure you check out our collections at our store and pick out something that you think is going to be really fun to play with.